It's literally what we expected to be. He's not a mod. He just became a sub. There's no reason for it to be favoritism. What can I say? You want the poster? No, you can't trade. The posters are limited edition, man. The posters are limited edition. I have like 6. And we've given away 3. There is, just keep an eye on the sub things. Discord is a way we're actually going to be giving away one of the sub posters through Discord, because I want people to join the Discord, which is maybe worth mentioning as well, guys. !Discord in the chat will give you the Discord link, and if you're a sub, you can sync up with Twitch to get access to the subscriber channel as well. It's a cool little place if you ever want to talk. I try and talk in there pretty regularly, etc. So yeah. Alright. So, to the upper right hand side, our blue Terran player. Give it up, guys. If you're cheering on from Mava Sports, it is HeroMarine in our final best of 3 of the day, starting up on Blackpink. Our bottom left hand side, the red Zerg player, it is SortOf. I really feel as though I should have stolen more of these posters at WCS. I took a whole chunk of them. And it turns out I only took like 10. I thought I took like 30. I actually had like 7 or 8. So yeah, good stuff. Alright guys, we're going to be... again, we're going to be... So I think we've got 1 sub poster unlocked already to give away. And at 285, which is 7 subs away, is our next sub poster giveaway. So there's going to be 2 unlocked. One will be through Discord, one will be through Twitch inbox messages. And the final one, actually I don't know when the next one is. That might be the final one actually, at 285 to give away. Ripper poking in, seeing what's happening. We are going to be giving away that awesome Home Story Cup shirt as well. From Home Story Cup 14, a signed shirt featuring Snoot, Loco, TY, Stats, Sue, Solar, not Sue, SOS, Solar, and a bunch more players all signed it at Home Story Cup 14. I'm going to be giving away that shirt at 300 subscribers. As you do see this Reaper just poking around. You've also, guys, unlocked an 18-hour stream from me today. I'm going to be doing an 18-hour stream at some point. 18 to 24 hours. We unlocked that at 275 subs. So again, we're just racing through the sub goals. It's been kind of crazy. Our push to 300 is really getting kind of insane. Well, let's talk about this game a little bit. We're a few minutes in. I didn't talk much about it so far because it is pretty standard and pretty straight ahead up until this point. You see a Viking on the way up from a Terran player, 1-1-1 initial setup, a few Hellions poking and prodding. A Bane Nest comes down just to help protect, sort of, in case there's some form of fast army, some sort of aggressive play here. I'm just going to be seeing this Marine working its way through this Overlord, looking to see what else is happening. So Lair coming up kind of fast, but probably just to get into a Hydroden here. Let's see how that goes. For every $100 donated, I will extreme the 24-hour stream by another hour. No. That's crazy. I mean, maybe if we started at like 16 or 18 hours, and then we could do that, that wouldn't be too crazy. That might not be so bad. My only issue is because I have to do it at like a studio, I don't want to have to drive home. Like, obviously driving home after 18 hours is already kind of rough. Like, driving after 24, I mean, it's not a long drive, but it would be kind of annoying still. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel weird sitting in this place for over 24 more for like that long a time. It's weird. Bring a sleeping bag to the studio. I mean, maybe. It depends. I don't know if I want to do that much of a sellout, man. Anyways, we're going to see Hellions morphing into Hellbats, and they are going to be pushing on forwards. More Hellions morphing into Hellbats as well, and well, units should split up a little bit. Oh! What a connection! From HeroMarine's point of view, one single Hellbat just tanked every single Baneling, and that is huge, because now the Hellbats are not stopping their onslaught against these queens. This queen has 4 energy until it can transfuse. This one has 1 energy, but now it has no friends to transfuse. More Banes going off on low health Hellbats. Oh my god. That is not looking great, as we're going to be seeing. Well, only 4 drones killed, but the queen's going down. The workers that had to be sacrificed to make lings instead. What a defense. Great defense by sort of in the end, but it was a great attack by HeroMarine. Just cannot believe the first set of Banes going off on just 1 Hellbat. That really is huge. That really does do more than you would think, as you're going to see these lings. Want to threaten, maybe slipping in towards the natural mineral line. A little chunk more banelings on the way up is into the main base. A Liberator finds 4 workers. We'll find another one as well, and now unsieges and will relocate. That queen has to be super careful, of course, because it's low health. HeroMarine just moving away to the side. A Bane counterattack SortOf is committing to this, as we see Marines are not splitting for a while. HeroMarine making some mistakes, as we're going to see the lings continue to pour on in. Wow, there's just too many Marines, though. The Banes trying to find some SCVs. Ah! They clump, they don't clump, they clump again. 14 workers down. HeroMarine goes from being equal on workers to 15 down, as we're going to be seeing those units continue to gather up together. You're going to see a few more lings being picked away at, and well, that is something at least to sort of rally some units in. I mean, sort of did sacrifice going into further economy to make those units and to go for this attack. I mean, this was like good and bad at the same time. The issue now for SortOf is that HeroMarine just counterattacks. And he has a pretty strong counterattack coming across, so moving over, looking to see what will happen. Marines with this scan are pushing forwards already. It's going to be seeing more creep tumors being picked away at, continuing to drop here, and a lot of creep getting picked through. Actually, we're going to see Marines stimming again, perhaps. Going to be seeing the lings running forwards, and just going to be lifting up those Marines into the medevacs there. Dropping behind the tank, still trying to trade, and HeroMarine has 1-1 against 0-0. That's something I didn't even realize. No upgrades from SortOf, and you know, in all the ways that you realize, like, SortOf, you know, at least to survive the attack. Okay, he came out occasional workers. Well, if he didn't make any upgrades, that's obviously a massive disadvantage that comes from the attack being a big success from HeroMarine. And now HeroMarine with you know, an upgrade lead can keep on attacking. Bio, by the way, I mean, obviously you guys see that by now with all these stim Marines, but cool to see HeroMarine playing a bio-focused game. And right now in the lead in game number 1 of this series, which decides who else will go to the round of 8 out of Group B of the Corsair Cup Season 12 year-end finals. Marines stim on forwards, and we're going to be seeing a queen. Not quite going down just yet. Another Bane is waddling because it doesn't have Bane speed for 10 more seconds. A tank will siege up in the back, but man, these 1-1 upgrades. I mean, you can tell HeroMarine realizes the sort of position he's in with the opportunities that he can have here. I mean, the Banes just get blown up instantly, and with the 1-1 upgrades especially, everything will just be melting. The Banes disappear, Hydra goes down, GG. HeroMarine wraps this one nice, quick, and easy, just like that. You guys don't like base trades, some of you guys have issues with them. Opinions are fine, and we don't want to restrict opinions, but sadly, we cannot just let you all start shitting on base trade when they're letting us cast their event. There's always a rule, you cannot just shit on base trade on the channel, and that's sadly what everyone feels the need to do, guys. I know some of you prefer base trade, or you prefer me, or you don't like base trade. Just chill, it's okay. He didn't mean it like that. No, you know, see, Gremory's comment's nice, you know, he didn't shit on anyone. You know, even a comment like, I prefer Wardy, you know, it's fine, it makes sense. You don't have to be like, I hate base trade because of this, that, because it just starts drama, like. And again, it's just a little bit annoying, guys. We're just friends here. We're just friends. Again, I know it's like, it may seem like a bit overdramatic to kind of purge your messages, but especially for base trade, it really starts to like rile up the chat, you know, like, you know, usually if you say, oh, I don't like this streamer, or this stream is a bit drama-y, like, it doesn't really matter, but for base trade, people just start fucking thinking of it as like, oh, let's start shitting on them, so we have to start shutting it down earlier rather than later, just to make the chat a better place. So that's all, guys. Let's see what's going to happen. Bottom right, our red Terran player from Mouse Sports is HeroMarine. He's up 1-0 in this best of 3. And to the upper left-hand side, our blue Zerg player is SortOf. Here on Ascension to Aya, let's see what he goes into as we set up into Game 2 of the series. Just setting up, getting rolling, looking to see what will happen over the next few moments. What's up, Adsy? Welcome back. See, you did make it back, and we're still live. How about that? As we just get this rolling, get underway, really look to see how things are going to continue on. Yeah, if you notice, so basically, for the new one, like, basically, I purchased it through the Battle.net shop. I just purchased it as a gift, and I just send it to your email. So basically, you'll just get an email, and you'll just register it to your account, basically. Super simple. The only issue is the shop didn't actually have the newest co-op commander the other day, so hopefully in a day or two it will. Just waiting for that, because I know Port wanted the newest one as well, and I also didn't get to send it to Port just yet, so... And I'll keep an eye. I'll double check it after the stream, and we will figure it out. Why aren't there any Protoss players? We had a lot of Protoss already today. Still pissed you missed the giveaway. There'll be more giveaways. There'll be more giveaways in the future. You stick around for the poster giveaway. We're not going to do the next poster giveaway on stream. The next poster giveaway will be through either sub-only Discord. One of them is going to... I mean, basically, when we unlock the next one, we'll have 2 to give away. One's going to be done through the Twitch message, which has the replay pack in it, either tonight or tomorrow. And the other one will be done through sub-only Discord. So get yourself on flipping Discord, guys. Just because I want to, like, start, you know, getting people to... A, read the messages so that they realize that when I go away for a week, I'm actually at an event or something so they can come and watch. And B, so they can use the Discord and keep up to date with what I'm doing over there as well. I don't want to force you guys to use stuff, but that is kind of the way it goes. Anyways, you see this game is developing 4 minutes and 20 seconds going in. You see the ledge is coming up from sort of a fairly similar to build what we saw earlier. No Bane Nest this time though, right? No, he does have it. I just missed seeing it 3 times over. It was a bit of an awkward spot. Alright, it's just here. You see Hellions coming over to the left-hand side, and... Well... Just, let's see what else they can do. A few Lings coming down, and... Let's maybe see another couple of Hellions just sat in the natural. Hellions gathering together again, set to go, getting ready to rumble. A few drones going down as you're going to be seeing the Banshees in the main base, picking off some workers here, so some damage being done. 8 workers picked off as we do see this Banshee pushed away through the top side. Hellions down to the bottom left will be coming in as well, and just going to be seeing the... I mean, there's an army. They could probably get that hatch if they wanted it, but I guess a bit risky maybe to morph in towards Hellbats. Depends what he wants to try and do. Like, if he just wants to poke in, poke out, it makes some sense. There is bio behind it again, by the way. Stimpak coming up, and just going to be seeing that +1/+1. Something which sort of has seen. So these Hellions... I guess, does he not have an armory? No, he doesn't have an armory, so he can't morph into Hellbats. I just sort of assumed with this many Hellions there was an armory, but it was just a bio play. Apologies. Long day, maybe not paying as much attention to the builds as I should be. As these couple Hellions pulling back down over to the right-hand side. A few SCVs repairing up this Banshee. CC lands on the third base, and Hydralisk then on the way from SortOf down in upgrades again. The 1-1 delayed, obviously not as delayed as the last game. In general, sort of in a better position than the last game, but yes, we'll see. SortOf did say that he was fixing up his hotkeys and changing hotkeys, so may still just be getting used to that. 2 medevacs load up and come on over to the left-hand side. There's Banshee as well moving around. You got banned from WES, Chad Von Schlee, for asking for a bracket? Really? I can unban you, I'm a mod. Marine's going to unload here. We're going to see a creep tumor going down. A scan will reveal a couple more pieces of creep and a little bit more bits and pieces going down. And another scan, a couple more creep tumors being dropped here. And again, just initial pressure out of HeroMarine, making use of his first couple medevacs, making use of some presence on the map here. A few more depots coming down to the left of the third base. And another couple of Hellions from HeroMarine will start moving out in towards the center. Actually going to load up 2 more medevacs. I mean, at this stage, it's kind of getting a little bit more aggressive here. Sling goes down. May not have even seen the... May as well just see the medevacs coming up this side. Yeah, Paul, I'm just not using the votes because the series have been super quick. Basically, I wasn't using the votes because the series was super quick, and so when I turned them on, I think I turned one on earlier and it was just like straight away. We didn't even actually use the fucking vote thing, so... I'm also a little bit lazy right now because I've been casting for so long, so... It's a little bit rip. It's the last series of the day anyways on this channel, so... It's going to be seeing the Marines just pushing up as we do see some Hydras! Going to be found. We're going to be seeing a couple of Marines just jumping back up into the medevac. Just really waiting for the pressure to develop here. I mean, a hive on the way up from SortOf as well. So just getting that hive roll and getting that into play. There's 2 medevacs are coming through the center as well. Again, just drop play from HeroMarine, controlling different sets of drops and see what we can do. Nice kickoff on a high energy queen. No scan to get rid of creep just yet. I imagine that killing creep will be a major goal of moving around this sort of central position of the map as well. It's down south of these 2 medevacs also. Again, just drop spreading around. You see a little bit of a Bane attack into the natural. A couple of Banes get free workers. Not too bad, obviously, as you see a Cloaked Banshee is going to go down almost instantly to those Hydras as the Overseer flew on in. SortOf is up into Hive Tech, by the way. This has been a very passive game. Like, we've really not seen a lot past those initial Hellions and some poking and prodding with medevacs. Links up to the top side. And they're going to move around too to see what else they can get up to. As again, a few Lings in the center can actually pull back pretty quick. And the scan coming down. Some more creep gears being cleaned up right now. And now we're going to see some Lings running forwards actually. So some Lings, a couple of Banes coming on in. And well, there's a lot of tanks. Finally, a big fight starts kicking up just before 2-2 of the Terran though. 2-2 finishes during the fight, but look at this. SortOf will crush this. Just destroys this attack in the middle of the map. And now he has the Ultra Cavern up. He can start going into those Ultras. His own next set of upgrades continue to come on through as well. Interesting that he went +2 melee and Carapace, but no +2 melee and missiles, but no Carapace. Carapace would usually be the better upgrade, especially because he's looking to go into Ultras eventually as well. You find that a little bit strange. Well, Viper and a few more Ultras, again just setting up into the later stages here. Tanks and Marines coming through the south side, and we're just going to be seeing the things as well from SortOf going to come around the right. 1, 2, 3 workers Marines picked up. And again, just Planetary Force just going to be cancelled from building here. Those Adrenal Gland Lings are deadly, man. They are so powerful. They deal damage so quick if they get full surrounds. You have to be so careful of it. As a Terran player, always ready to lift, always ready to move away. +3 melee, +2 Carapace, Chitinous Plane, still building up here from SortOf. Another few Lings going to get taken down. Marines coming in. Nice pick off. Some good damage being dealt around here. As we do see these changelings of SortOf just sat on this watchtower on the left-hand side. And we'll stem down south, and well, again, I mean, we're going to see maybe an abduct here. Yeah, I was going to say an abduct on the medevac, though. Very nearly managed to boost away that medevac, keep it alive. I mean, HeroMarine is going to end up maxing out. We're going to be going into a little bit of a longer game, it feels. He'll max out, he'll start going towards the Liberate account. We'll have a much slower, more patient game than some of the faster, high-octane ones we've had up until this point today. We've had a lot of fast games today, actually, as we see a few ultras coming down the right side. And he's poking in towards this planetary force. Meanwhile, HeroMarine is pushing the left still. Scanning to clean out creep as he goes. Planetary force will repair this planetary, but for how long? Oh, I mean, there's a handful of bio coming over to try and help out with this, and I mean, they will start to clean it up, but the SCVs are dropping, so it's kind of getting to the point where he has to go now. The planetary is going to go down anyways. HeroMarine still pushing forwards on the left, but I mean, has to be careful of the army. He is on creep. Siege tank here helps to pick off an ultra. There she is, fourth base is gone, so all of a sudden, HeroMarine is missing out on a lot of mine, and you can see that skyrocketing of the Terran player. Of the Zerg player, sorry, in terms of income. Huge advantage now, so HeroMarine, if he doesn't do something soon, I'll be a little bit worried for him, as well, I think he might just be in trouble anyway. As SortOf pushes on forwards. Well, it is +3 against kind of just +2, +1 upgrades. The upgrade kind of differential is huge here because of the decision to go into melee and into missiles. Only just now does that carapace upgrade finish, and well, the Zerg might be losing another base here as well. There's still 4 tanks in the back, and there was actually a lot of still 4 tanks in the back. There was the Vipers picked off during that, as we're going to be seeing. Marines getting rid of this Ultralisk here as well. Still this back and forth. It's kind of insane, as we're going to be seeing. Well, another fight coming through. A lot of siege tanks here are actually going to start doing quite a lot of damage. I mean, these Ultras will still take quite a bit also without the +3 carapace. That's now on the way. And we've seen finally a full-on cleanup here from SortOf on the left-hand side. He pushes this back, and HeroMarine will just type out GG. We're actually going to get one final game here to chipping away at one Slayer. Death by 1,000 cuts is how the original VOIP describes it. Yeah. It's not a pretty one. Taco stuff is like snapping one fingernail at a time so far. He's ran out of fingernails to snap, so you know now he's like plucking hairs. Wardy's older than memes. I mean, you know, back in my day, we just used to call them a joke. Or like a continued joke, or like an in-joke, I guess, right? I guess memes are kind of like in-jokes, right? Because like a meme is like something which is based on sort of like a community or culture or some sort of common knowledge within a group of people. Which is kind of like an in-joke, right? Yeah. I mean like a meme isn't quite a joke, right? Because a joke is just a joke is like, you can tell a joke, and that's not a meme. But a meme is something which is like, it's like based on a culture. It's funny based on like a cultural thing, or like it makes sense if you have certain knowledge, I guess. It's interesting, anyways. Let's go into this third and final game of the night for the Corsair Cup. To the bottom right hand side is going to be our blue Zerg player. He just tied this up 1-1. Give it up for SortOf. And to the upper left hand side, the red Terran from Mousesports is HeroMarine. Man, we really are doing some delayed intros today. I mean, a meme is a type of joke, but I don't think a meme is a type of joke, right? But not every joke is a meme. Jesus, are you getting philosophical on the discussion of on the meaning of memes? What is the meaning of life? Oh. Okay, I'll stop. Remember the time before smartphones? So do I! I remember, well maybe, yeah, kinda. I remember when my phone had like a fucking antenna on it, holy shit. Had an antenna on it? I thought it was badass. It was blue, it looked really cool. It rung people up. Its battery lasted like 10 years. Didn't even know what a charger was because you didn't actually have to charge your phone back then, you know, like it's kind of crazy. A meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads from person to person within a culture, often with the aim of conveying a particular phenomenon, theme, or meaning represented by the meme. Yeah, so it's like a cultural joke kind of thing, really. Yeah. I think cultural is like the important word in the thing. They're not strictly related to humor? Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's true. I guess it's not a cultural joke, but it's like they can be cultural jokes. Anyway, let's talk StarCraft, because it is Stimpack once again. I am enjoying getting to cast some non-mech TvZ for once in a little while. You just see this Ripper Hellion combo just poking, prodding, getting some lings low. I mean, just some slight pressure here. You know, see the lair on the way up from SortOf. I mean, this is kind of feels like a fast lair. I know he's been going kind of quick lair every game so far, but I mean, I guess it's just 4 minutes, and that's kind of the thing people have been going for when they're going for kind of fast Hydro Dens, etc. lately. And he's got the Bane Nest as well, so it just looks similar to the last games. I just can't get over the fact that like a 4-minute lair is just becoming like the norm nowadays in ZVT and ZVP. I've seen it so many times, I'm still like, well, it's kind of fast for a lair. And I think about it, I'm like, well, I guess not. I guess he's just not prioritizing upgrades before lair, right? And that's the difference, you know. Players beforehand were making a melee upgrade or so with their first 100 gas, and they get lair at 5 minutes. Now they get lair with their first 100 gas after ling speed, especially if you bypass the noob test carapace. It comes in early in the game, and it just gives you that tech to go into, well, Bane speed here right away. And I imagine we'd probably see something like the Hydralisk Den in the near future as well. So you see those Hellions coming up towards the top side. We're just going to be seeing them trying to dive together so that they can be a real team here. Double engineering bay for HeroMarine on the way up. He will be into faster upgrades once again, and that's one of the... I mean, it's kind of interesting because this sort of style, the faster lair play, etc., you know, it's really been used a lot against mech, and to see it being used against Bio puts it into this weird position where it is going to be slow on upgrades. And upgrades are a much bigger thing in kind of, I think, Bio versus Zerg than mech versus Zerg. So maybe it's a kind of a build here which doesn't have such a great time against Bio. I kind of feel like it shouldn't, you know. I just feel as though it's that sort of position where the Bio can get good enough upgrades to maybe just power through. I guess we'll see what he does this game with it, sort of. See what his game plan's going to be. I mean, he's already up on 65 workers. Coming up towards 70 in the near future. A lone Liberator runs over to the right-hand side of the map. HeroMarine getting ready to utilize this. He already has one Liberator, not just one on the natural. It's just sat there waiting to go again. One combat shields. Gonna line up quite nicely here for HeroMarine to get a little bit of a push going for himself, I imagine. You see this Queen comes in, and there's the Liberator sieging up, and the Queen will get picked away at. I mean, there's going to be a transfuse available, and SortOf does hit it. And nice target fire in the end to start targeting firing some drones. The Spoke Roller will have to relocate here to protect from this Liberator. HeroMarine without a response will lose this. And let's see. Well, I moved it a moment or so ago. 3 workers for the couple of libs. Obviously, he did a bit more damage before that as well. It's okay. Just could be better as we see 1-1 so close to finishing, and there's the 1-1 starting of SortOf, and that is the one thing I worry about slightly here. The speed of the 1-1 for the Terran, and what does that mean for the Zerg playing this heavily behind on upgrades? In the last game it didn't quite matter. He actually took the fight perfectly last game, SortOf. He took the fight about 10 seconds before 2-2 finished for the Terran. That first fight in the left side of the mid-map was just seconds before 2-2. With 2-2, that fight might go a little bit differently. Maybe it makes a difference and HeroMarine doesn't fall as far behind. Keeps a bit more momentum, and from there can keep up the pressure, and maybe that's how he wins that game. A few more Hellions coming over to the right side here. Gonna be joining up with these couple medevacs, the Marines as well, and seeing what they can do. And there's a 2-2 from HeroMarine. Starts instantly, so it doesn't waste any time himself, as he will send 2 medevacs down the left, looking to drop around, or even just clean up creep towards the center, perhaps. He has got his large army to the right-hand side. Still has some Hellions here. Could morph them into Hellbats, but I imagine he doesn't actually really want to take a larger fight. I imagine he's just looking for creep kills, some presence on the map in general. There's going to be seen a couple of Hydras at the back of this, going to get picked away. The Reaper was still alive. He threw down a grenade, which actually blasted a few of these units back. Now we're going to see Marines jumping into the medevacs and really backing away. And Hellenes just sacrificed to some extent. Hydra's now going to come in, clean out those rocks, open up this pathway out from what is usually the 4th base of the Zerg, although this game it is taking on the low ground. It opens up the pathway to the 5th and just more mobility around different locations for the Zerg player to utilize. It looks as though this drop might actually go in towards the natural in a couple of moments. Marines, medevacs from HeroMarine going to be gathering together. More tanks in the back, behind a few of those barracks and a few more Marines also. Well, I mean, a drop into the natural with a push through the center. I mean, that's the sort of timing we're at as well, right? 2-2 upgrades are very close to finishing. HeroMarine blocks his tanks in though with this depot. And he needs to not forget those if he wants to actually use them in the army. Link run by up here. Well, the walls are pretty solid on either side, so it'll have to be some Banes to really help out as HeroMarine probably around about now realizing that he doesn't have siege tanks where he wants them to be. Hopefully he realizes that, and there we go. The depot is loaded and the tanks are freed. Welcome to the map, Mr. Siege Tanks. You're welcome to join us for the next expedition towards the Zerg bases. 2-2 upgrades are going to be finishing up for HeroMarine, and again, those timing windows are going to open, especially this one, just as the Ultra Cabin build is building. And the Viper's invested into 2-2s on the way still. Adrenal Glands, so much here which has been invested into by the Zerg player that isn't actually yet in the game. And I think that is kind of huge. We're going to see some Lings getting towards the main base. Meanwhile, this big army is trying to position over here. I mean, bit of an anti-time, and 2-2s just finished, although the tanks were not sieged properly. HeroMarine crushes this, though. You can just see the power of 2-2. The tanks as well did get some shots off on the initial waves of units. And his drops going back as well, although he flies right over the Hydra. Somehow only loses 1 or 2 medevacs. I feel that's very fortunate for HeroMarine here. Meanwhile, Command Center finishes up top side for him. He's going to keep on pushing. He still has about a minute to utilize before 2-2 finishes for the Zerg. It's a huge, huge opportunity for him to really do something substantial. The Lings don't have Adrenal Glands for a few more seconds either. Adrenal Glands finishes as pretty much every single Zergling is dead, and now it's just Hydras. Hydras on their own are squishy, they're fragile, they will die. A few more Banes do come in to support this, but the connections don't seem to be good enough just yet. HeroMarine pulls back momentarily. Couple of siege tanks firing away. Queens are going to take some damage also. Hydras moving through into the center. 1 tank, 2 tank. Probably going to go down, but so much bio behind it, and still just +1 carapace for the Hydras. They don't have missile upgrades as well, remember. So they're fighting +0 attack against +2 armor, and that isn't helping them. Kindness is halfway done. The first Ultra's about to pop, but what does that matter if there's no kindness? Because they will die. Upgrades finally finishes. 2-2 comes into play, and maybe, just maybe, we will see SortOf able to push this back. Banes rolling forwards to connect on a few Marines, and a few more Marines coming forwards as well. Just manages to grab a Queen. Marines steering backwards here, and well, still no kindness. I guess Marines and no Marauders at all make it so that these Ultras don't really seem to care. Pushing forwards, the Ultras will grab a couple of kills and will force the lift up here as, well, even a Hydra chasing down a medevac or two SortOf will gather himself together once more. HeroMarine will also gather himself together once more. No free upgrades from HeroMarine, so he's let that slip away. Now we start to see some Infestors in production, another Viper. This game is starting to become very, very interesting now. Some Lings up the left-hand side. SortOf will be looking to push through here in a moment or so. This depot was never replaced, so HeroMarine leaving his wall open. Lings just running in towards the mineral line. We already see 7 workers picked off. Gonna jump up in towards the main base, but will just find themselves completely denied here. And these 2 siege tanks will unsiege and pull back in towards the center. And do you see Vipers consuming on this hatchery? And set to go is going to be seen as well. Some more bio continue to set up too, and I'm just going to be seeing the army of the Terran pushing once more. But it's finally at the stage of the game where the Zerg players feeling a bit more comfortable. The Ultras are actually up, and here we go. Not going to have to waste a lot of time. Look at that fungal on the medevacs. Oh man, in a way, I almost feel as though parasitic bombs could have just been worthwhile here. I mean, he fires down a couple of blinding clouds now. There's still a Viper with energy. Yeah, SortOf losing a couple Ultras. The Viper, one of them went down as well. Bit of back and forth for the moment. Liberator is now sieging up. That's where those Vipers are going to become very important. The ability to abduct Liberators out of their siege positions and really help to engage their kills. Want to abduct right away. Liberator brought in, gets taken down instantly. The Ultra's going down as they try to push forwards. Well, Hydras here starting to work their way through this army, and maybe, considering they're still on creep a little bit, they can hunt down a medevac or two as well. Getting in range here, gets one medevac, there it is. Lings are still pushing forwards. HeroMarine trailing slightly in supply all of a sudden, but really only just slightly. This is an onslaught from either side, and neither of them is breaking through the other just yet. Yeah, a little bit of bio pushing forwards as well here as we see the Vipers consuming once more on this right hand side. One more creep team is going to be going down. You just see this command center coming down and landing in the upper right. HeroMarine still expanding, still taking bases, as is SortOf, and that's one of the things that makes this game so interesting. Neither players had huge success in shutting down the economy of the other. Both are still on 70 workers, and it means that we still see both of them being able to reproduce and create a very healthy army. Lings coming up the left hand side. Few Liberators up in the sky, and we will see those Lings probably able to advance in towards the depots here. So a little bit of damage starting to be taken. Flip setting up. Look at this. Lings are actually going to find a way in again, and well, again, HeroMarine doesn't raise that main depot. I guess there is a few SCVs here. Well, he's got other things to worry about. This fight starting. Again, Liberator's been abducted to get them out of that siege mode initially. In fact, every Liberator is on siege. Mains are going to roll on into what is pretty much just bio left over. However, SortOf only has Hydras left to the front here. Across the map, 19 workers have gone down, and he's picking away at reinforcements. Some more Lings run in as the Hydras try and keep on fighting this. One medevac left against a very overstimmed army. The Liberators are sieged up once more, though, and those Vipers cannot get energy soon enough to abduct those out of the skies and to get them into a position where the Hydras can pick away at them. And just so he doesn't have to run through the liberation zones, 3 Liberators go down, and now a 4th as well, backing away. 1 medevac of units, but that was the only medevac evacuating units there, and SortOf makes a big play. 16 minutes in game, SortOf is really starting to look comfortable now. He's got a big bank, he's got a larger supply than we've seen from either player for quite a while. A Ling run by up top side will just be met by a planetary fortress. Back away in both Banes perhaps to roll into this mineral line instead. SortOf has the gas for it, so he definitely could do that. Or he could just use it as a way, these Lings as a way to kind of come in and flank. Doesn't use it for anything, kind of just runs into this army so far. Yeah, I'm just going to be seeing the Hydras are doing a little bit more once again, and Overlord is up in the sky. Units splitting up a little bit. Alright, we'll pull him back up to the top side, and just going to be seeing Hydra's getting ready to go once again. Another Liberator will siege. Just going to be seeing the units moving forwards once again. Here we go. So we're going to try and break through. A Bane or two does start to connect. A Blinding Cloud, a Parasitic Bomb. Parasitic Bomb is chunking away at a couple of those medevacs. SortOf does not want to give this up for once. He's actually continuing to press on forwards. Back away for a moment. I keep going up here because there's an Overlord here, and I keep checking because I think it's something happening. I just can't seem to remember that it isn't something happening. It's just an Overlord sat overhead. More bio out of HeroMarine, pushing forwards again, coming through the center now. Viper starts up, another Ultralisk as well. So many units for HeroMarine coming through the middle of the map, and well, there is a couple of siege zones. These Liberators setting themselves up. Here we go once more. Abducts potentially going to come down. There they are, the Liberators coming forwards, and will get picked off during this fight. And I think this time SortOf is just absolutely crushing it. One more Abduct, a Liberator gets pulled forwards yet again, and we really are just going to be seeing these Hydras. I mean, still just nothing really to support them towards the end of the engagement, so he has to back away, but he's winning these fights. Resources lost is actually only 33k apiece. I thought it might be slightly sort of favoured. Turns out it isn't. But he has just had stronger income throughout the game, and that's the issue. The Terran should be maybe slightly trading slightly better, but should have, slightly better, but with less eco. making it even with much less equal, but even trades. Obviously, it becomes Zerg favored over time. Couple of Vikings poking away, managing to pick off this Overlord. Plus 3 melee upgrade from SortOf coming through as well. I mean, his army just gets stronger here. A Ghost Academy drops down here from HeroMarine, so he sets up in towards that. Another just way for him to switch things up now. And we've seen this Liberator Sieges as well, and a Mobius Reactor upgrade starting up from the Terran player. So, again, Ghost Academy coming into play. More Liberators, but it's the Zerg in control. Maxed out 2k bank. HeroMarine has got a few battle units on the ground. I like this. A few Banelings and Ultras coming to the top side. The Banes will try and reach the SCVs, but they don't quite make it. At the same time here, though, comes the rest of the army to the left-hand side. At the very least, he's going to get this base instead now. So sort of some multi-pronged attacks to pull the Terran out of position. What does he do now? Does he actually engage into this? Well, perhaps. The Blinding Clouds are coming down to push the Bio further back. Bio is kind of away from these Ultras anyways, though. Ultra's still chased on forwards. The Hydra's starting to pick up a lot of these medevacs in the sky once again, and HeroMarine's supply really is dipping low now. Lower than ever before in this game, number 3, at least lower than for a very long time. You can see a bit more Bio pushing down the right. We're going to be seeing more Lings continuing to come up, and, well, SortOf will have those Lings continue to push forwards as well. See where else they can go. Coming forward is going to grab us around. Doesn't get the Ghost because of the Cloak, which is great, of course, but I mean, at this point, Ghosts are not going to save HeroMarine. Another push up here, and this is HeroMarine's final man in base, and he realizes he will not be able to fight it. SortOf knocks down the Terran player, and SortOf will advance